Dad died in my arms on November 7th of 2022. He took his last breath and I was absolutely screaming in his face. I was at one point slapping him, hoping that if I slapped my father, it would wake him up out of whatever the hell was going on. A couple of days later, after the autopsy was completed, we found out that he died of a heart disease. And one thing, if you followed me before my dad died, my dad and I were literally like best friends. But something that a lot of people don't know is I wasn't raised with my father. So in the last 8 years of his life, I actually moved close to him, and that was when we started building our relationship. But really, our relationship started to like fully cultivate in like the last 2 to 3 years of his life. Like, my dad and I were nowhere near as close as we were my entire life. Like, he was always an amazing father and I loved him, but he was so far. And so the last few years that I was near and like actually got to know him was just amazing. But when he died, there were so many times and moments where I was like, damn, I don't even know this about my dad. Like, there's so many things that I had unanswered. I wanted to ask him, but I couldn't. And when my family fell apart after that, so it's just this whole long family drama. But everyone that I had that would know the answers to them, I can't talk to. I can't call up and be like, hey, can you tell me the story? Or, hey, do you know the answer to this? So I have a massive hole in my heart of things that I wish I would have asked if I would have known to ask, right? I didn't know my dad was going to take his last breath in my arms on November 7th of 2022, okay? That shocked us all. That literally shocked and rocked the world, okay? I didn't want anyone else to have that problem, so I came up with a card game. It's called Questions I Never Got to Ask, and I crossed out never because as a consumer, it's questions I get to ask. And it's a deck for kids. It's like geared for kids to ask their parents, young adults, adults to ask their adult parents. It is 52 questions in here. And you can also do it with couples, but when I launched this, it sold out the first round. It was literally just a silly, goofy idea that I put to paper. I invested a little bit of money into it, and I was like, no, I definitely think I can sell this amount, but I did not think I would sell it out in 5 hours, and in which I did. So I placed another massive order, just got a big order in. We've got a couple hundred left after shipping out a couple thousand. And it's just something, the more that I share about this and talk about this, and people ask me like, what's your business? Like at the post office when we were dropping stuff off, they're like, what's your business? And I wanted to tell them because it's like, yes, I'm a small business owner now, but what's wild to me is this was literally just an idea because I never wanted anyone else to feel the way I feel. Things along the lines of like, who were you before you had children? Who was your best friend? What was your favorite hobby? Like when you found out that you were pregnant with me, dad or mother, like doesn't matter. When you found out I existed, what were your thoughts? Tell me. I want to know. There's a lot of deep, deep questions in here. And I feel like in today's generation, we don't take the time to dig deep with each other anymore. There's so many of us on our phones, or a lot of the older generation, it's really hard to get something out of them. I thought if I gave a reason for families to sit down, even if you pick one up at the dinner table and you talk and you just say, hey, what was your childhood like? Or whatever the question is that comes up. Just start to break the ice, because you will not relate until you relate, but you never know when you're going to relate. Meaning these people can go literally like that, not just put any bad ill will against anyone, but I'm also like, reality happens. And when it happens like that. So I want to make sure that you guys get to ask the questions I never got to ask. So if you want a batch or if you want a box, there's only a few left there in my bio. You can buy them at katherineebbs.com. They're also here on TikTok Shop. But thank you guys for trusting in my silly little idea that I'm glad is actually not really a silly little idea, because there are thousands and thousands of you guys that are welcoming me into your home, and I'm very excited about it. I love you so much.